Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program that is organized by Shri Gyan Manjay Vidyapit. Friends, welcome to Science by Harsha Ma'am. Now, dear students, as you already know that after completing physics, chemistry, we are doing now the biology content. In today's lesson, we are going to start on with the unit of biology, which is why do we fall ill? Now, why do we fall ill? In this scenario, when COVID is going on, we are knowing that how we are falling ill. Little bit of basic info is now already with you. First of all, the very first concept of this lesson is human health and disease. That is the topic 1. This is the very first topic. In that, very first thing which we are going to discuss is health. When can I say that the person is healthy? As per the definition, health is when a person is physically, mentally, and socially well. Health does not mean that the person is only disease free. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई एक पर्टिकुलर डिजीज़ एक पर्टिकुलर कोई भी तरह की डिजीज़ है वो मुझे नहीं है तो I am healthy. No. Health is not only merely depending on the disease. Health means the person is well, not only physically but also mentally and socially. We are knowing that in order to sustain our life, we have to take the food, and proper dietary habits and sound health and proper mental development is needed. Okay, most of the times we are knowing that junk food, which we all of us like a lot to consume, but what happens after consuming it? If you consume it, the level of cholesterol, the fat increases in the body. That ultimately leads to many cardiovascular disease. So, it comes in our moral duty to ultimately have proper food. The proper food of dal bhat shak rotli, what it will do? Ultimately, it will help our body to get a proper boosted up immune system. The amount of proteins that are obtained on consuming any kind of junk food is very much less, almost negligible in comparison to any junk food. So, diet is the very first thing which is needed for a proper healthy life. A person can be said to be healthy if it is following some of the things. Now, which are those things? Kindly keep the material with you, the things will become more and more easy. Person is said to be healthy if the person is not having any kind of symptoms of any disease. Okay? कुछ भी तरह के सिम्टम नहीं है उनकी बॉडी में किसी भी डिजीज़ के. देयर इज़ नो फिजिकल डिफॉर्मिटी. ओके, सब प्रॉपरली अपनी प्लेस पे सारे ऑर्गन्स वर्क कर रहे हैं. द पर्सन हैज़ नो मेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स और एनी काइंड ऑफ social tensions. Mentally, if you are thinking, oh my God, what will happen now, then that will also affect your health. No psychological tensions. Next, the person has all the body organs functioning properly, all the organs. Okay. Next, has a purposeful life. This is very important. The life should be such that it is purposeful. You are helpful to anyone by any or the other means. It doesn't mean that you don't have to earn, only help. It means that you are ultimately doing something for the nation. You are contributing to the nation by some or the other mean. Next, has sufficient balanced diet. Balanced diet means what? Proper, not only consuming the proper amount of calories, but also all the vitamins, nutrients in a proper proportion. More amount of protein is also harmful. A fixed proportion of maintaining all the essential nutrients in a proper proportion that is needed for a healthy life. Moving on, that is the content of what is health. Moving on further on a topic which is the significance of health. Significance, what does it mean? It means the use of health. Now, how is good health helpful to us? Just imagine if you're not well, will you be able to study? No. If I'm not well, will I be able to teach? No. If your mother is not well, will she be able to prepare yummy food for you? No. If your father is not well, will he be able to do the work of the office properly? The answer to all the questions is simply no. We all are knowing that in order to do a proper work, we need to have proper health. Healthy body within a healthy mind and healthy attitude, that is what good health is. Good health increases our efficiency for doing work. If you are healthy, then ultimately you can do two more works. The increased efficiency of a man due to good health contributes to his own progress, the progress of community and the progress of nation as a whole. Good health also makes a man happy and cheerful. It allows a person to have the initiative for betterment. It makes a joyful experience. It keeps a person not only happy but also provides the cheerfulness to the people. Good health is a condition for our purposeful existence in the world. So all these are the uses of having good health. Next is the community and personal health. Now, what is the difference between these two, which is the community and personal health? Yes, there is a vast difference between the health of the community and the health of the person. But these two are interrelated. If the person is totally cleaning everything at home and maintaining a proper diet, and the person is doing all the things which are necessary for a good health, but if the environment is not clean, then what? Ultimately, community problem will affect the personal health also. Yes, social equality, harmony in the community are also equally important. Not only the surroundings should be clean, but the surroundings should also be healthy. Okay? Only cleanliness and will not help out the person to maintain a good health. These things are equally important. The environment to be needed is to be totally clean. Okay, just imagine if the person is taking all the care at home, but in the society, if there is a big garbage dump, the mosquitoes will come and sit over there, and ultimately they are going to affect to the person who is living a healthy life. Otherwise, everything is clean. Suppose we'll take the next case. Everything in the environment is also clean, person is also healthy, but there is no social equality. In that case also, the person will be affected, and the person's health will also be affected. Health of a person depends upon his personal habits as well as the environment. One cannot remain healthy if the environment is not clean. Good economic condition and jobs are needed so that person can manage the balanced diet and the health. Important point to note, that is social equality and harmony in the community are also important to maintain the individual health. Next, the neighbors are healthy, but they possess no civic sense. Now, what does that? That means they'll throw garbage anywhere, and like in the open space wherever they need, then flies and mosquitoes they'll come and ultimately affect the health. The person with a clean home but unclean neighborhood will become sick, and so the community and person, both these things need to be balanced so that the person is healthy. Community health can be defined as all the personal health along with environmental services for the improvement of health of community. It comprises of all the efforts for maintaining, of protecting and improving the health of the people. What are those activities which are maintaining the community health? That is also coming. The next topic is, what is the difference between these two words, that is the community health and personal health. Community means what? Of the entire environment, and personal means what? The person is only concerned with his or her personal health. उसकी बॉडी में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, उसके कोई मेंटली कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, इन द एनवायरनमेंट की वजह से उसको पर्सनली कोई सोशल टेंशन नहीं है ना, that is called as the individual personal health. And community means it is for the entire region and the entire society. So the state of the physical, mental and social being of an individual is called personal health, while the maintenance, protection and improvement of health of the entire community, entire society, that is coming under the community health. If we talk about personal health, anything is happening like diabetes or anything, then that is only for a person. But if we talk about the community, then the whole community, if affected, then it is a problem. Like COVID-19. An individual can maintain his health by what means? अगर किसी इंसान को, किसी बंदे को ठीक रहना है, then what is his alone job role? First is to proper eat the balanced diet. Next is personal as well as the domestic hygiene. Consume clean food, take clean water, and proper exercise that is needed by a person to stay healthy. But what things are needed for the community health? The provision for proper safe drinking water. Drinking water ऐसा नहीं होता है कि एक ही घर पे पानी आता है. All the homes are having their own way by which they are getting the water. Proper disposal of all the sewage and the waste. Next is providing medical facilities. The control of the communicable disease, health education. All these things are needed. People need to be guided for remaining healthy. So all these things are the things which are differentiating between the community health and the personal health. Next point is, how can the community health be maintained? How the community health can be maintained? How the entire things can remain proper? Now, you already know in COVID 19 how they are maintaining the community health. Proper 1.5 meter distance. While sneezing or coughing, use your elbow, use tissue paper, wear the mask. All these things are the common instructions. Use the sanitizer, clean your hands as much more and more as possible. Stay away from all the bacteria, from all the viruses. These are the things which are the general instructions that are given to us for getting protected from COVID 19. In the same way, community health can be maintained. But what are the ways? The very first one is maintaining proper sanitation of the environment. That is the very first thing. That is uh, providing clean, proper drinking water. Whatever garbage is there, proper disposable of it. Okay, you know that even from our homes, people collect all the waste materials. That is the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, a part of it. Next, providing good sewage and rainwater disposable system. Rainwater, if at all the proper only mud is there, then what will happen? The rainwater, it will get accumulated at many places, and what will it do? It will ultimately cause mosquito breeding. So a proper system should be there such that the rainwater will not remain stagnant at any place and it will be disposed of. Strict enforcement on anti-pollution laws, management of different type of environmental pollution by central and state board controls. That is about how the proper sanitation of the environment can lead to a healthy life. Next, providing proper facilities for prevention and control of the disease. Now, how can the disease be prevented? First of all, you are knowing that for controlling any kind of disease, like or for preventing any person from getting COVID 19, the person should wear the mask, the person should maintain the social distance. These are the basic things. And the vaccination. If the vaccine is available, take the vaccine. That is the very first thing which needs to be taken care of. Preventive vaccinations against a number of diseases like TB, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles, hepatitis, polio should be taken. Spraying mosquito and germ killing chemicals at regular intervals. Third one is providing health education. This is also very much needed, the health education. People should be educated on how any disease is getting transmitted and how the person is likely to have that disease What are his basic symptoms in the very first stage itself, so that he or she can cure it. So, people should be educated about the transmission of disease and the mechanism to control the communicable disease. Importance of the balanced diet, effects of the bad habits like alcoholism and addiction. All this will ultimately ruin the person's life, and so it should be avoided. Next is establishment of healthcare services. Now, how can the healthcare services be established? Now, see, you are knowing that rapid test is now available at many centers. Why? If that is not there, then there will be a problem of community transfer. Primary centers, the district hospitals, community health centers, medical colleges, all the Indian institutes, regional hospitals, etc., whatever needed, each and everything for health should be established. Whatever is the requirement as per the need, the decisions are taken by the government. And yes, uh, the services that were available during the COVID-19 are the best example for writing in this particular topic. Next is prevention of food adulteration. Now, how can the food adulteration be prevented? What is food adulteration? First of all, you are knowing that it is not necessary that everything you are eating is containing proper amount of nutrients. Like you might be knowing, even the milk sometimes is not pure, but there are many ways to test it. Even you can test it at home. From any spice or any food grain or any vegetable, everything is getting adulterated these days. They are injecting the bottle gods, dudhi, so that it will become enlarged, and then they are selling it. Adulterated food causes food poisoning very quickly, which leads to vomiting, headache, and all the problems like that. Now, coming to food adulteration. If along with the black pepper, papaya seeds are mixed, what will happen? They will weigh. Black pepper being little bit costly, what will happen? They will weigh it, and they'll remove few of the black pepper seeds and they'll add papaya seeds. Yes, it's happening. Turmeric, the tea, coffee, then chili, milk. There is no such food left out which cannot be adulterated. Even the chilies, yes, the chili that you purchase, na, that can also be adulterated. How can it be adulterated? It can be given the green color. Yes, all these things are possible, and this should be prevented. Now, how can this be prevented? You can even test it at home. Many food adulteration practices can be tested at home. So, this is how we can prevent this. And like you are having no, the police inspectors who are inspecting if any crime is done physically, mentally. In the same way, there are food safety officers who go and check out and they see whether food is adulterated or not. Moving on, the next part, which is providing the maternity and childcare centers. Now, the mortality rate among the children is reduced to a great extent from the one which was beforehand to the current one. The gap is there, but provision of family planning advice and medical care to the school going children is very much necessary so that they can maintain a proper diet, a proper health. Moreover, they are the future of this country, so it becomes our moral duty to take care of them at the very first stage. So, this is the content which we have done up till now. Read it. We have discussed about what is health, the significance of health, what we have discussed. Try to recall what is the difference between these two and how are this transferred. Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes time to recall each and every content. Do it quickly. Just read it and try to think what we have discussed in it. It will help you out in memorizing the lesson. You don't need to memorize each and every content word to word. If you know the headings, you can write it in your own words, the entire answer. I hope you have gone through this content. Now, let's move further. Only remember the headings, otherwise, try to write it in your own words. Okay? Now, let's move further on the next topic. The next topic is what is a disease? Now, what is a disease? A person, if is having any kind of problem, it is the condition in which any of the body organ or part is not functioning properly. Disease may also be defined as the structural, functional disturbance in the body or the body parts that is caused by external agencies, which may be number of parasitics like def- uh, not only the parasites but also the deficiency of various nutrients may be parasitic, that is the virus, bacteria, fungi, all these things. So not only parasites are needed, but also deficiency of nutrients can cause the disease. The term disease means ease or discomfort, that is without ease. So, in short, disease is what? It is the disorder of body part or organ. The disorder of the body or the body part that can be called as the disease. Now, what is the difference between a healthy person and the disease free person? Can we say the person who is having no disease is healthy? No. Why? Because there is a difference between these two terms, that is the difference between there are various parameters by which we can say that the person who is not disease free, who is only disease free, can be called as healthy. No. The person who is healthy can be called as disease free, but the person who is disease free cannot be called as healthy. So, vice versa is not possible over here. Uh, how can we differentiate between them? That is the healthy person and the disease free person. How can we differentiate between these two? Healthy means what? It is a state of physical, mental, and social well being. And over here, it means absence of any disease. कोई भी disease नहीं है, then they can be said to be the disease free. Here, what does healthy depend on? It depends on the person as well as environment. Here, it depends on the person only. How? There are many people who are working with those who are affected by COVID, but because they maintained the social distance, because they were using the sanitizer properly, they were following all the norms, they didn't got affected by the COVID-19. So this is how healthy means not only many of them committed suicide just because they were like not able to resist the pressure that came. So any person is healthy, that will not only depend on the person, it will also depend on the environment. While here, disease free, it depends on the person only. Okay? Moving on further, that is, a person can be unhealthy even in the absence of disease. over here. A person would be disease free in the absence of discomfort. किसी भी तरह की कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती है तो वो डिजीज़ फ्री कहलाएगा, बट वो हेल्दी कहलाएगा नहीं. हियर अगर वो उसको कोई भी डिजीज़ नहीं है लेकिन उसको कोई सोशल प्रॉब्लम है, देन we can say that the person is not healthy. So as I said, the vice versa is not possible. That is one of the very important part. Okay, so this is about the entire topic 1, which is the difference between the disease free and the healthy one. Moving on the further topic, before we move further, kindly just read this content. Read it bit quickly. So that is about this topic. Moving on the further topic, which is the manifestation of disease. Now, what is the manifestation of disease? Manifestation of disease means giving rise to various signs and symptoms. Now, here you should know what is the meaning of the word symptom. Symptoms are evidences of patient's feeling of being wrong. For example, a person is having headache, loose motion, or a wound with pus, then there are symptoms that they are occurring from different kinds of disease. Headache may be due to the examination of the stress. Symptoms give the indication of the presence of a particular disease which is confirmed after the laboratory test. And yes, remember the definition of the word symptom. Yes, we should know the definition of this particular word. Okay, so this is what the symptom is, that is evidence of any type of discomfort, and it is confirmed after the laboratory test. The next particular topic is the acute and chronic disease. That is the types of disease. Now, what is this acute and chronic disease? Acute means what? They're short duration disease which are uh, of relatively a severe course. The disease which is for short term. For example, headache, for example, cold, common cold, flu, they are not food poisoning. They are not going to remain for lifetime. एक बार ऐसे सर्दी हो गई तो पूरी जिंदगी सर्दी रहेगी. It's not like that. While here, chronic disease, they are the long-term disease. It remains for a longer duration of time. Diabetes. So that is what uh, the chronic disease is. The patient recovers completely after the cure. Here, if we talk about here, the patient does not recover completely because some or the other means it is going to be impacted. Moving further, there is no loss of weight, of feeling of tiredness. After the cure, the person will not feel tired. Okay, 2-3 दिन हो गए, ठीक नहीं था, बुखार था, अब कैसे है, फाइन है. Now the routine is going on. Here, there is often weight loss or feeling tired. Here, there is the word no before the both. This is, there is short duration loss of work and efficiency. And here, there is long duration of loss in working efficiency. So, this is how the acute and the chronic disease are bifurcated. Okay, just read it quickly. I hope you have read it. Now, let's move on the further content, which is the causes of the disease. Why is the disease caused? The very first reason of the cause of the disease is the pathogens. What are the pathogens and how are they affecting now? Pathogens are the various disease causing microorganisms like bacteria, virus, fungi, worms, etc. Pathogens, they are transferred to the human beings either through contaminated air, contaminated water, or contaminated food. They are the primary cause of any kind of infectious disease. Next is the lack of nutrition diet. Proper amount में proper proportion में food नहीं जाता है, then what will happen? Proper nutrients, vitamins, if they are not reaching to the body, what will happen? Ultimately, the body will be affected by the disease. And this is the second level of cause of disease, that will make the person unhealthy. Next is the lack of public service. Now, how can the public service lack be a problem? The government should provide clean drinking water. Proper garbage disposal system should be there. If the public services are poor, then the contaminated food and water will be provided, and the person will become unhealthy. And this is the third cause of the disease. Poor people, due to poverty, they live in the unclean surroundings, and they may suffer from more disease. And this is how there are three levels in which the disease is caused. The very first one is the pathogen, second one is the nutrition diet, and third one is the public service. And that's all for today's content. As try to recall, as I stated, that we are going to do this content from the assignment. So keep the assignment with you. We are going to discuss the same from this, and we'll meet in our next lecture with the next content. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a very good day. That's all. Bye bye.